And hello guys, and I wasn't able to get that last footage, so, I mean the first part of the footage, but I do have the last lap footage, just the last lap, and I don't have anything else. I lost that footage. I tried everything, that's why it's really late. So, hope that's okay. I'm not gonna announce the winner, because that's on the last lap, so yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for 260 subscribers. I don't really know what I have right now because I haven't checked in a while, and I've been really busy lately. So yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching, and here's the last lap, or last 33 seconds. I'm trying to get that light in. But here's the last 33 seconds of the MDB My Bill Burrows Network 500. Here you go. Cars, and you're going to, yeah. You're coming on the final turn. And Joey Logano's around. And the 72 of Cole Witt will win, as this is how they will crash. Wow, what an end. And congratulations to Cole Witt for winning here at Daytona. I will see you guys next race in the Cars Land Cup Series. And goodbye.
So, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be crazy. This is for a big race. And as we said, here comes Jimmy Johnson plowing to the bottom. And the 24 spins the 48 around. Major carnage in the backstretch. People are still scrambling as we have a two-car battle up front. Who's it going to be, Jeff Gordon or Chase Elliott? Chase Elliott able to get underneath the 24. Who's it going to be off of turn 4? They're bumping and banging, and it's Chase Elliott for the win. Meanwhile, many cars.
Joey Payne's battling hard on the top. Our Salamander going to try it on the bottom. It's not going to work, I don't think. Our Salamander gets passed by the 24. 3 wide for second. Drummer Chick 81 happened to block all 3 lanes. Can she do it? One more turn, and Drummer Chick 81 may win this race. Blocks Gar Salamander, who gets pushed up the track by the 24. 3 wide for second. Drummer Chick 81 with a decent lead. And Drummer Chick 81 is going to win the Jazz 500 for Orbit Race.
1 lap to go to the Jazz 500. Sammy the box. He just needs to defend. Ronnie Martin, he's going to go for second here in the 92. This is going to get some distance between them, and oh, you really had to do that on the last lap on me. Here comes Jimmy in the 5. We got to defend that. The 23's got to defend hardcore, and these cars are going underneath him quicker than he can block. The 23 is Sammy the box. He's got no one behind him. Hold on, here comes the 23. Can the 23 get up to him and pass in time? 7 to Dice Tech about to go to lap down, but it won't be enough. Sammy the box will be your 2022 Jazz 500 winner as Ronnie Martin tries to pass. Not enough time.
Well, it's been 5 seasons of the Jazz 500, starting off in 2018. I'd originally thought that John McFadden actually won the race. Actually, it was Zine, the 2017 champion, came back and won the 2018 Jazz 500, which is actually Jazz 400, but we don't talk about that. But this is the 5th and final Jazz 500 you're about to watch. I got my guys Vince Freeze, Bradley Ream. They're going to call the race for you guys. We got some new rule changes and stuff are going on too, but this will be the final Jazz 500. I do want to give a shout out to John McFadden. He's really pulled forward the success of this series with the making of the logo back in 2017, and he got 10 wins. I know it's a little bit biased because of the diecast series, but nonetheless, 10 wins in, he got that one win in 2022, called it a career all after the season, and he's left a mark, and I do want to thank him for that. And we're going to go ahead and move on, and this being the last race commemorating what he's done for this series, as we'll move on to the York Peppermint Patties 200 next race, and then next season will be the season opener. Next race, the York Peppermint Patties 200 will be the first York Peppermint Patties 200 since the first York Peppermint Patties 200 in 2017, which was the first ever Cars on the Cup Series race, which was won by the Boss Man 78, aka Brandon. I forgot his last name. He drove the $62 General Toyota briefly in 2021, but Boss Man 78 won that first race, won the third race as well. He's in the record books. But yeah, anyways, this is going to be the final Jazz 500. I'm sure you've just seen the past few Jazz 500s. They've had different names over the years. Mine Builder Bros Network 400, the Just Cause YT 400, most of them have been 400, but started to 500s when we moved to 2003. But overall, five races that have ended, I think, in a very respectable fashion. Hopefully this one does the same. First one with the NCS 2022 mod for the Cars Link Cup Series, and whoever wins this one is going to be one and done. So that's all I got to say for that part. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our new rule changes for the season. So here, let me go ahead and pull that up.
So we got our disqualifications, which is causing multiple wrecks consistently, being too far off pace, basically 25 miles per hour below the average speed, or losing too much time in a short period of laps, and then going into the track slowly as the leaders are racing to the line. Basically, don't come onto the track as they're racing to the line. If it's behind the pack, you're involved in the wreck, that's one thing. But like if you're involved in the wreck and they're racing the line for the yellow, you're right in front of it, and you come back into the track in front of the leaders, that will be a disqualification. But yes, these are all the disqualifications requirements. Some of these will not be met. There may be some exemptions, but overall that's our disqualifications. So let's go ahead and go to our yellow flags. Cautions. Yellow flags will be thrown manually. It'll be delayed a little bit because I have to type it in the chat. But pace laps will be shortened and or extended if needed, depending on the situation. Keep that in mind. If yellow comes out with 2 laps to go, there will be a race to the flag of the yellow flag, deciding a possible winner. There may be some exemptions there if the leader has an issue during that yellow flag, but it'll be drive to the caution. There may be some instances where I do get my green wedge checker thing working, but I don't want to risk it most of the time, causing the game to crash this race, especially being the Jazz 500, probably one of the longer races of the season. Lap cars will be sent to the back. I'll be using my EXE for that. I may forget to turn that on, so some races may not have that. You may see them race up front if I do forget to turn that on. And then a lucky dog will be given to the first car a lap down, unless that lap car is the reason we are under yellow. So that's the rules on that. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it over to the racetrack. And we're going to go track side for our commentators, Bradley Ream and Vince Freeze.
You're looking in live here at Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing, for today's Jazz 500, the final Jazz 500 sponsored race here in the Cars Land Cup Series. I'm joined alongside Vince Freeze today, but before I get to Vince, it's time once again for the Cars Land Cup Series. We just ran the Sox Offline Racing Series, season number 2 for 2022. Just recently, we just finished that up, and we're 42 of Geoff Jordan, won the championship. If you didn't check those races out, I would kindly ask you to do so. But today it's all about the Cars Land Cup Series, the first race of the 2023 season. New mod, new wing, new drivers, new faces, new paint schemes, new everything here today at Daytona. Vince, it's great to be back up here in the booth with you once again. Expectations for this season and expectations for today's race.
Well, this season's going to be a long grind. This is a 40-race season, so from race 1 to 40, it's all about understanding that even though you might get a win, you're in with the playoff format, consistency will be key. For this race, it's the last Jazz 500, sure, but it doesn't mean these cloudy forecasts. Don't let that fool you with those dark skies. We're in here for 50 laps around this 2.5-mile super speedway. Pit stops, we're expecting 1 pit stop today. We're also expecting a little bit different type of racing with the wings. You're seeing these cars become more draggy. And when it's more draggy, the runs will get bigger. Expect the front pack to be really good. We have a couple possible, I'm not saying not always, but I'm going to say possible split pack scenarios where we could definitely have some issues. Other than that, though, congratulations to the Real Gaming Freak for winning the final Jazz 500 pole. And 9, or as I'd say, Zion, his front row. We'll get to all those names and faces in a minute. But let's throw it over to Zach, our production guy, with some rules, as we have some new DQ rules to discuss.
Yeah, the disqualification rules, we do have a new system for that we've implemented. Basically, if a driver is not racing at their full, or the way, basically, if they're not racing the way they need to be, it will result in a disqualification, basically causing multiple accidents anywhere on the racetrack will result in a disqualification. And also, if you're too far off pace, say about a second back this track or 25 miles per hour off of speed, unfortunately you will not be able to meet minimum speed. So I believe at this track it'll be 190 or so, maybe 195 be minimum speed, which is very high speed, so we'll have to keep that in mind. But other than that, just keep in mind, don't be an idiot, and just stay clean.
Thank you, Zach, for reading those rules. We're going to send the road back to Reem real quick. Reem, take it home.
Yep, we just got a couple, about 30 seconds before the engines fire here. Got the new monitor today. We got Gaming Freak on the front row, the 97 the CarQuest Chevrolet next to him. Behind him is that's number 77 Funyun Pontiac, and then I believe that's Brad Stover in the number 89. Yeah, I think that's the 80.
Yeah, that's Brad Stover.
Yep, that's Brad Stover in the 89. And then we got the 59. I don't know what sponsor that is, but in the Ford Mustang there. But it's going to be a great year today. New teams, new drivers, new faces, new paint schemes, new mod, new pretty much everything as the cars roll off here on the back straightaway. Dodge, a Chevy, Pontiac, Ford, and then 2 more Fords behind them, first 3 rows. I don't really know who's going to win this race today, but I think that it's going to be a good, a great race, as we got a bunch of cars here today. As the 75 miles per hour, the pace lap speeds. We're looking out the back of the pace car right now as they're about to come and take the green. Pace car is about to turn off into the pit road just in a little bit here, as we're going to get set for 50 laps of action here in the Jazz 500 to kick off the 2023 Cars Land Cup Series season. It is almost time as that pace car will take the left turn down pit road as they come through the tri-oval into the Geico restart zone, and they are green flag racing. A huge jump for the 82 Gaming Freak. We are underway here in the Jazz 500.
Behind there, staying up top, and one thing about this race, you see 3 wide right there. We're going to see about runs. Arrow runs are going to be key with the draggy spoilers, or wings, and the underneath of these next-gen cars. You can see the runs right here. Watch this run as we go on board with Real Gaming Freak bumper. Zion gets to the run with help from Joy Paints as the battle for third starts to heat up with a little pack separation between.
New leaders already in turn number 3, the 97 CarQuest Chevrolet, with help from the 03 number Red Bull Chevrolet and a few others as they go 225 down through the turn here at Daytona. as the 97 to 79 will lead that lap as the cars are trying to spread out, trying to figure out what they're going to be able to do to get this win, is get the lead and get the race lead. We got 50 laps today, already one down, but we're going to head down the back straightaway. We got a Chevrolet, a Dodge, and another Chevrolet up front. On that bottom lane, though, I believe that's lane in the 6.
Abigail Lane.
In the 6, but a block by a 7-9 as they head into turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide up here near the front for a few rows back, but they're just going to sort that all out as they come around to complete lap number 2. Freeze, over to you.
Yeah, you see Paulus Lane and Gunther working on the inside line right there. A lot of help on the inside line, actually, as the outside starts to fizzle out. One thing about leading this place, we could see a little bit of a conveyor belt action today, which means you might get the lead early, but you could get a shuffle to the top as you see a great move by Paulus there, using a little rear push from the help from Gunther on the inside, and the Wolf on 99. Anyway, the Wolf was our big standout in the Sock Series. Did not win the championship, but did dominate much. We'll see how he can play. Daniel Paulus looks for the lead here on lap number 3. As we go side by side, it'll be Paulus at the line.
Gunther charging hard on that inside and the tie Dodge Charger for Railfan Motorsports. Behind him is Ken Block and Ken Block Chevrolet for Wild Wolf Motorsports and Eli the Wolf. Behind him in the Worth Chevrolet, I don't know what number that car is. I believe that might be the 18 or 4. Bird in the Worth Chevrolet. And then I got 2 more Dodges back behind them. But it's the 22, Paulus Jr. He didn't have a great run in Sox over the season in his Energizer Ford, but he's looking to come back strong to the Sox season, where he's had some success here in the past, last season and the season before, but interesting to what he can do this season. Bird, I believe Bird was your ZSS champion last year, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he won the ZSS championship in 2020.
Yep. So I remember he won a championship.
Actually, no, he was close. He made a championship before. He actually had the most wins in the ZSS in 2021.
But as we
ZSS champion in 2020.
Yep. So as we go back to the front here, it is Chevrolet and a Ford. And Eli the Wolf, he's going to come around as they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Paulus Jr. with another lead lap. As we focus in on that number 9, I believe that's the 88 light blue Dodge Daytona Charger of Jessica, leading the way here. That scheme is based off of, I think that's Buddy Baker's scheme, but I could be wrong. I think he drove the 6 but way back in the 1970 season, but I don't remember off the top of my head who that it was in the 88, but looking strong in that 88 Dodge as we come around, and Daniel Paulus Jr. will lead another lap here. We're already down to lap 7 as we head down into turn 1 back over to the Vince Freeze.
Let's go with a spider cam here with Daniel Paulus Jr. It's back. It's better than ever. Let's do it. All right, here we go, Daniel. Daniel got the 18 coming high. 88's going to look in the middle. 88's going to look in the middle. 20 down low, 20 down low. Runs up high. Runs up high. Go back up high into 4. Stay low. Use the side draft a little bit of the 20. 20 side draft in 88. 20's clear. 20's clear. He's with you. He's with you. Down by 2. By 2. By 2. By 2. By 2. By 2. 20's with you. 20's with you. No help 18. No help 88. Middle top low. Middle top low. Got the run. 20. Watch the block on the 20. 20. 20. 20. Got to have a little help. Little help. Little help. Little help on the 18. 18 backs off 20 with help from 31. 24. 11 on the low side. Low side file back on the 88 right there. We'll get back in line, buddy. 10-4. All right, so that's our lap around Daytona Super Speedway, Daytona International Super Speedway as a spotter. And one thing about these cars, like I said, very draggy. The outside, inside, you have to be pretty much a blocker today. And when you get down to it with 3 or 4 laps to go, blocking will be the key. Understanding momentum and line movement will be absolutely critical in these final stages. As Dark Rain knows a thing about that after his crazy Orlando run he had in Sox. Let's see if he can redeem himself today. Let's go to Zach. Zach, so far, real quick, almost 10 laps in. From production side, what do you think of this racing, having these 3x3x3, but you're able to move around a little bit?
Yeah, I think everyone's, from the past 2 years, they've learned their lesson. Racing really hard at the beginning is not the way, because it'll take everyone out. These guys are really just being tame right now. They might just stay like that till the end.
just let it come down to who's got the better car, who's got the better blocks. I noticed Dana Pauls Jr. was really able to control the lead when he had it, so he's definitely looking really good up front today. Also, interesting thing to point out, he got the most wins last season with 3. No one else was able to achieve that
Yeah, I
last
just
season in the
wanted
Cup Series.
And now it's there from
I
Zach.
just wanted
Reem
to
will send
point
it
out,
over
you
to you
guys
in the
said
backstretch.
how they run 3 wide constantly. I just wanted to make this point out. You've seen in many past Daytona races where the cars look a lot, what's the word I'm looking for? Smaller in width, how big they are. Normally they can go 3 wide easily, and they create trouble by going 4 wide, which creates these big wrecks. But these cars this year we've distributed the next gen car, which allows the drivers to feel the next gen version of Cars Link Cup Series and NASCAR, but it allows the car drivers a completely new car. They've got a bunch of testing recently, but I just wanted to point out how the difference in width of the cars and the front bumpers and just how the car is built basically really affects the racing.
Yeah, real quick, Reem. I think what Reem's trying to say there is we have a wide body car. When you have a wide body car, it's all about the underneath. You can't see it right now, but there is a diffuser underneath the wing, and with that diffuser, it creates basically these wakes where you have massive runs. So you look at Rain here. He knows he can take the lead right now and play blocking game. As the tires wear, the 11 of Evan H, for example, he starts getting help. There's the diffuser. Zach goes to the shop below. That just creates wake, and now watch this run he's going to get down the back here as we go to the ground cam. As now we go back to the front cam. But you could see that just the visibility of how these runs change and the dynamics of momentum have changed compared to those smaller Gen 6 cars where we're more nimble with crazy runs. Here, it's about understanding how to block and putting it back in the driver and spotter.
Yeah, thank you for
That's what I
clearing
wanted
that
to
up.
point out. Thank you.
English can be hard sometimes. I know. I hate English classes and ELA back in high school and whatnot. But anyways, back to racing here at Daytona. We've got 13 down on the board. We've got still 50 total laps to complete as well, as they are going 3-4 wide. Let's take a look at the back here. I want to point out some things at the back here, what these guys are doing back there at least. As you can see, the 28 is back there as well as other guys like the 17 and believe that is the it's kind of hard to see with the numbers. Yeah, 48, yeah, thank you.
48.
About to say,
Sweep.
a couple of Dodges. I think that's a Florida Lottery education car. Yeah, the 48's back here, not a weeb. 44, I believe that's Lethal Warner. I could be wrong. Maybe that was him last season. I don't know if he's still. Yeah, I gotta get used to names here.
Yeah, he signed with
Jacob Shangle almost made contact with 44 right there. Shangle, he ran in the Sox Series. A couple of these guys did run in the Sox Series this year. He had a not so great of a season, but he proved his point to where he can get a Cup ride this year. But I believe I feel there are a few more Dodges back here as well. I believe there's NASCAR Fireball 48 back here. There's Roach in the 66 as well. I believe that's Drummer Chick 81. I think. Yep.
Yeah.
2021 Jazz 500. They were strong, I think. Really strong in 2021. Look at the run that he gets on these guys. Holy cow. Huge runs. Like Vince was saying with the diffuser and everything. So, we got 16 down on the board. We got, I believe, a new leader up at the front. The 24. Last year's champion. The 11. Who is in the 11? Evan H. Yep.
Evan H.
And then
Evan H.
Yeah, that 24 has been able to hold the lead up top. He's got his teammate.
Exo's down here as well. They almost made contact. 3 Dodges on the inside. 82. The NH DeWalt Chevrolet Dodge of NH, which is a beautiful DeWalt paint scheme, I might add. A lot of these games are also really good this year too. I really like how they fit on the new car. But yeah, XO, he's in the 32 Dodge. He's taking the lead with help from, I believe, a few more Pontiacs on the inside and Ford. But yeah, you can see these guys, they're trying to figure out what they need to do, get up to this lead or stay in the back so they don't have to, they miss the big wreck. But that can also lead to more issues as well later on too. So Vince, over to you. How's the racing been to you so far, and what do these guys need to do, and when are we going to get these green flag pit stops?
Well, real quick, I want to point out something really quick. So let's look at Gaming Freak and Joy Paints for a second. They cycled to the back for about 15 laps, and you can see they're working really well together. That's important. We haven't talked about it much, but with these cars, that when the tires start to wear, as you can see, we're seeing about a half a second of fall, probably in the next 5 laps, where you could see pit stops around lap 25, 26. That 2-car tandem, per se, could be big. Another thing to point out, too, what do you do if you're a crew chief, right? We always talk about pit strategy at Daytona. Do you come in with a nice, clean pit road? Do you come in with friends? With the way this is, 45 cars today, believe it or not, this is the first time saying this, you don't want to come with a big pack. I think the magic number is going to be 4 or 5 cars. I take the undercut strategy, and the reason why I say that, if you take the undercut and you get ahead of the field, we could get a caution because of the speed differential. Move that. Or if you're saying, hey, you know what, I'm in the back, let's avoid all the wrecks, take the overcut, go 2 or 3 extra laps, then get the manual caution because of the wreck. Then you start to understand, okay, now I have a little bit difference of fuel, right? I can make it on one stop. Let's say we have a green white checker, which we're not going to. Let's say we have like a 1 or 2 lap dash. You can cover yourself with the delta on fuel mileage, which gives you more of a chance to play with the strategy in terms of drafting in the second half of the race. But if I'm the real gaming freak right here, for example, I would lead in a pack of 5 guys that you know have started up front, like say Paints, for example, and move to the front on that next cycle, because you know that caution can lurk at any second because we have a packed 45
Thanks,
car
Freeze.
field.
We head down the backstretch here at Daytona International Speedway. 82 is leading, but the 26 and the 67 and the 48 as well, 2 Chevrolets and a Pontiac lead on that inside lane. Zach, I just want to ask you this. What do you think of the new mod and how it's going to affect these guys here? As we're already, I believe, a third of the way into this race, and how it might affect us on like shorter tracks and intermediates as well.
Well, I do think this mod will be, to some people, it's really caused an FPS issue. It's actually been not really a huge thing for this my computer, but yeah, this mod has brought interesting paint schemes, a lot more flexibility in that spectrum. And these cars have been driving. You can see, obviously, driving a lot different here at this Daytona racetrack. We're seeing a lot more cars who are actually, they got some skill in their belt. They're actually able to stay and compete for that position they have. That top lane's been fast. Might be a little bit of a track too, but the mod, I'm sure, has a little bit of play into it as well.
Now, one thing to add to Zach's point there, you're going from 200. I thought about this. You're going from 230 to 60 miles per hour on pit lane. It's a 170 mile per hour difference. The way these cars are set up, it's very road course style with the brakes. So you can brake about 30% longer. Expect these guys to start braking right about now, where you see where Lethal Mortal is an equivalent to that grip strip of pavement down there. That could be a big difference in how we see wreck or not, because the brakes are really good in this car. So I expect the road course races to actually be track position oriented, where you can't go anywhere. I'll be something to watch as the season prolongs. Or Shangle looks for the lead.
I think we're going to see pit stops come. These guys are going to stretch it probably. Might see some come in as soon as lap 26. But
yep, so they're going 3 wide here. I don't really know how well that's going to work out when they do the pit stops here shortly. You can see the 60, Cody Forge. I was about to say Cody Goforth, but from last year, but yeah. You can see another Dodge, 2 Dodges down here at the front, Shangle and Fireball, as well as others. But we're going to get geared up for pit stops here right past halfway, or at halfway. Interesting to see what happens and how they're going to go via that. So interesting to see that and who can prevail on their pit stops.
And one thing to point out, NASCAR Fireball 48, last time he had success at this stadium was Daytona Dirt last year. Had a 1 position dash. Unfortunately, didn't get it, but he doesn't really have a lot of real luck at this track, but right now, currently, we're running in the lead.
Second ball off now. You see Zion, our front row sitter, looks for the lead here. And you can see, you're starting to see guys from the back start to make their way up. That's just natural progression. Right? We talked about the draft. You can make moves in the mid-pack, believe it or not. We saw one of those big runs. It's almost 4 wide, but they thought about it, but they backed off there. Zion will block low. That's important to know in the second half of the race. You have ability to flex out. And if we do get a caution, there will be no split packs. We'll find out how big these pit stops are in a couple laps here, because that's really going to decide this race. If we don't get the yellow, because of how the good brakes are, everyone minds their P's and Q's. This will be a strategy race, and the longer you go, it might be the better, as long as you stretch that fuel, because to stretch the fuel, you have less time on the delta for the second
Yeah,
half.
I like that. I like how you pointed that out there, Freeze. Bobby Isaac, he's about to take over the lead, but on the inside, it's the number 7. I believe who's that in the 7 down there in that Florida Education Lottery? Isaac, yep. So we're at lap 26 now. They got to be closing in close to that fuel window here shortly. So be interesting to see who takes that first look for the.
I can stretch. I think they can stretch it to lap 40.
Interesting.
40 or so.
So definitely
as
big
far as
pit strategy. Gotta say. So it'll be really cool to see. Well, interesting. Because if you think about it, normally they go about 30 laps. If they stretch it to 40, then their tires are going to be falling off a lot already, and they're going to be shot. So by the time I get into the pits, and that'll be under the 10 to go. So I really don't know. I mean, it all depends on when all these guys pit. So, but yeah. So I mean, it'll be really interesting. Yep.
Yeah, if you're going to 40, you definitely want to be pitting later. The overcut will work because you have to take less fuel on board. When less fuel on board, the fueler can go. Crew chief will make the call as Dripsy goes underneath Abbey Lane there for the lead. And that gives you a little bit more of a leeway, too, when you have the overcut. Whereas the undercut, you're going to have to be desperate. Now, do we see, if you go to lap 45, do we say forget the tires, fuel only, gas and go, let's get a 5-second delta, and let's see if they can chase that, because that could be a strategy too if we go that far. As you can see,
yeah. So
go to the middle as Gamer Chick looks underneath
as they go into they're coming at turn 2, they're all 3 wide and whatnot. Is Drummer Chick 81 and the number 81 Xbox Chevrolet looks for that race lead. Keizo on the bottom, Evan H as well, and the number 8 I believe that's men's, or maybe that's a different league I'm thinking about. Oh, we got Paulus Jr. is slow.
We're gonna have to throw a yellow.
That's a yellow. Tire damage for Paulus Jr. That's big. He's gonna stop it on track, and that's gonna end his day unless he can get back.
So they
out
can
there.
pit
That's a yellow.
basically now.
Unfortunately,
with this yellow. Yeah. Oh, he hit the cone.
That ruins the. Oh yeah, he just.
Yes. Let's say he hit the mechanical failure for the 22.
Now, one thing about Daytona is you can get some suspension damage off the bump. It's not the most bumpiest track in the world, but if you hit a little bit of a bump through the draft and the way these new cars are, they are prone to break. So that's a good lesson here in the first part of the season of how far your durability of the parts will be.
Yeah, truly a bummer. He was running up front and he was able to defend that lead. If he is able to repair that damage, he'll lose a lap. But actually, he could get the free pass. But I don't. If he does not continue, no one will get the free pass. There's no cars under a lap down. So, yeah, truly a bummer for that 22. I believe the car that led to the yellow was the 40 of Keizo.
Our yellow. Go ahead.
I'll be the old strategy, Zach. And
now you go for it, man. Come on.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, okay. Now I was gonna say in the back, dude.
I said go for it, bud. Come on.
What's that, Reeve? No, I said one thing you have to know: watch the stack up in pit lane, because that could be a big.
I'd be amazed to see anybody stay out here. Keep an eye on the pace car just in case, but I don't think. Yeah, no one's staying out, so we'll go ahead and
go to the 40, see how his pit stop goes. He's the leader coming in. Sure.
A wide shot here, just see how the pit lane works.
So no one stayed out, to no one's surprise. 22, unfortunately, I believe, is out of the race.
Queso looks like he's just gonna get. Oh, was he get 2?
Yeah. Wouldn't shock me.
Might be just 2. Wow. Oh, little contact there. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it's probably the one and done pit stop. Sure, no one was huge
contact.
wreck. Huge contact there. 82.
Game and freak.
Huge contact with Chef Squid.
Ooh.
Like fried calamari right there.
Yeah, right into. Yeah, or look for that 82. That's gonna be some damage there to that 82 car for sure.
Watch out.
He'll just he might be able to recover.
Okay. I'm about to say, they look like they're about to wreck. Shango looks like he's got damage too.
Nah, it actually isn't normal. I was about. Yeah, I'll be honest, dead honest. That did look like that. Yeah, he probably got hooked up from the back there.
Let's just check the pit well. Whoa.
Everyone's getting figured themselves out, still trying to pace up, get to the back of the pace car. Once we get everyone sorted out, figured out what they're going to do, go ahead and make sure it's all well. But yeah, that 82, tip brick for him. Yeah, he got a ton of damage there.
Zach, let's just check the pit lane one more time. Make sure nothing really crazy going on here down there.
Yeah, no, everyone's doing good.
Pretty good.
It's good. It's good. Very good.
Looks like everyone's on the.
Daniel, he's good, so we'll give him a. Well, he's currently scored 2 downs, so we'll have to recover from that. We'll give him 1 of his laps back, but it's not going to do much. So I guess everyone's good. We're going to go ahead and.
Actually, we can't give him 1 of his lap back. He was the cause of the caution.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, well. Easier for me, but we'll go.
Yeah, so we got a top 10 rundown here
aside.
presented by Realtree Camouflage, your one-stop shop for all your camouflage needs. Right here in the southeast, it's your local Realtree dealer. On the lead lap, number 40 of Queso in the Pontiac Firebird. Behind him is the number 8. I don't know the driver name, but that's okay. Amnesia, yeah, that's what I said earlier. And then we got the 66 Perlator Motorcraft 4 Dodge of Roach. And then in the 4th position, the number 13, believe
Roach.
that is. Yeah. I don't know. And then in the 5th position,
BGD.
that was the 13 in the 5th position. 6th position is number 28 Mopar Dodge of Bradley Ream. 81 is the Xbox Chevrolet of Drummer Chick 81. The number 03 is an 8th, the 71 Bobby Isaac, and then the 54, I believe that's Anthony McClure, but that was for socks. I don't know if that's Dripsy, yeah. So that's well, that was a really nice rundown. Thanks to Bradley Ream for that. Yeah, thank you. So the pace car will head down pit road. We'll do it again. Green flag is in the air to the go restart zone. We're off here from Daytona yet again.
We'll see if the game gives the 8 a penalty, but I don't really have a rule against it. That'll just come down to the game as one car on the track. That's 91.
Oh, he's real slow.
Wasn't he the one who had the damage?
He can get his stuff figured out. Keep an eye on him. Yeah, I remember he got in that contact with the 82.
Well, Shangle's got more damage, but
with that 82.
Still, I mean,
still getting up to speed, so it's good. Everyone getting out the way. Yeah, it looks like his is actually hurting
internal.
Him. So
it's internal.
Yeah. Well, if he's an issue, we'll keep an eye on him about 5 laps. See if it's an issue. He might be able to. He definitely killed this backpack's chances.
Well,
for
back
now, but
to the lead
we'll
here.
keep an eye on
We're gonna fast forward back.
He's getting speed.
He's picking
The
up speed.
66 a Roach, 40, and the 28 on the inside. 2 Dodges as well. 3 actually, I think. Reem's going to have a run on that 66 and the 40. He might have a chance to take the lead. Keizo's going to come down and block as that beautiful looking Mopar Blue Fire Dodge. Back up at the front here at Daytona. He's going to try to keep the draft with Keizo, try to keep the 81 behind him here, as we got 3 wide behind the leaders. Drummer Chick 81 looks to the inside. He's going to have a run. That's going to leave Reem out to dry unless he could come down in front of that 71, which he won't be able to do so, I don't think, as he falls back in line. Yep.
Outside's got a big run though. That's one thing you got to notice. The outside starts to run when you have more cars up there. It's a numbers game at Daytona and Talladega. So we'll find out. Now, real quick, Zach, let's go back to that 91 real quick. Let's see what's going on. Back of the leaderboard here.
We'll have to keep an eye on him. He's
Jeff. Oh yeah, he's
yeah,
he's
we're
40
gonna
miles.
have to.
We got someone in the chat. What's going on here?
Yes, I don't know if that's going to be a
looks like
DQ or
that
not,
was
but
from
Reem
last
looks
pit
to the
road.
inside, help from the Dodge,
yeah.
Bobby Isaac. Now 71 as they head down the back straight away.
We'll give him
Breeze.
Yeah.
Go to the back. Go to the back of the leaderboard. What's the delta?
Delta.
Then I can figure it out. The delta.
Yeah, it looks like
we got
might be
multiple
the
cars
pit
left
road
now. We had another accident.
Yeah.
Might be.
I
I think that what that is, because if you look at that from last year, what happened? That's 3 cars.
Yeah, I tried messing with that.
And
earlier.
those are the same. I think those are the same 3 cars that didn't get a practice time in or something like that.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
No, I mean this 26 and the 44.
Qualified 44.
67. I know he qualified actually in the top 10. Anyway, we're gonna have to call the 91 to out of the race. He's too slow.
Zach
Give him time, give
DQ's
him
the
time.
91 back at the front here. So I see the leaderboard.
Yeah. Make sure I'm putting the right command.
Well, as we let that back.
Could be the next
Hate
lap.
for Chef Squid, but yeah.
Back at
Yeah,
the
so
front, though, we
yeah,
have a new leader. It's Epi Lane.
back up to the front here, the 10, the 6, as we got. Oh, here we go, lap traffic. That's just a 91. Okay, yeah, that's just a 91 coming in, breaking in for the day. But no issues there,
Got out the
so
way.
we're good. We got 10 to go.
Yeah, tough break for that 91 car.
We got 10
I'll count as
to
a
go here
I'll
at
count as a
Daytona
DNF on the
for the final Jazz 500 race.
Inflicted by damage.
Cody Ford's leading. Joy Paynes has been strong. Back to front, front to back all night. It's going to be all day. Really knows what to do with the draft. It helps with Dripsy. Skills 54. You got to start thinking, if you're these front 2, right, because it's really a numbers game. If you're the front 2, do you go and work with each other? Paynes is going to go up high. Ford is going to go high. They're going to go low. They're going to search for clean air, stay tucked up, get the most terminal velocity, and then start making moves. But Paynes says, nope, I'm going to take that lead and paint this canvas on you. Because we have another lap car. Wow.
Yeah, I think he just lost the
67?
draft.
Sean Ard.
He's keeping good pace. We'll keep an eye on him.
Are we good?
Oh.
Got
He
the
might
chat.
have.
Chat's popping up here. Oh, we got another car. Let's.
Oh, our salamander. Yeah. He's just going to cost him his race.
That's going to be a DNQ.
Yep.
Yeah, he's 30 miles per off the pay. That's.
Oh, at least we know it wasn't the pit stall thing. But unfortunate, nonetheless. I'm going to have to be really careful. He's going to have to get to the bottom, otherwise he's going to cause a wreck.
Let's give a nice little breakaway with Payne, Dripsy, I believe, and Exo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this will cause a breakaway. To unfortunate. someone was able to beat the system, but yeah, we got a 3-car breakaway.
Now, if you're these 3, I mean, we're about to hit the Ken Block tribute lap here, but you start breaking away now.
Stand by.
You start.
Only 6 laps to go here at Daytona.
And
The
we'll call that a
77
good
Joy
or
Paints, the
Kimlock tribute
54
lap.
Dripsy, and the 32 of EXO are your top 3. The other pack, though, has caught up to them. 2 cars have caught up. I believe that is the number 31. And and oh yeah, that's feedback. And then
Yep, feedback
believe
2021 champion.
can't see who that other the 03 Red Bull machine. Yeah, so and the 28. So E8 Evan H, your last season's champion. Bradley Ream,
03.
who had a dismal year last year. If he keeps
Here
this
comes a
up,
huge
he'll
head
get
of
another
steam.
top. He'll get his first top 10 in for most of the season last year. He ran without a top 10, but that Mopar Blue Fire Chevrolet, Dodge, jeez Louise, the 28 Mopar Dodge is really looking strong. Might be able to get into this race and win, but he's got a pretty good pack forming behind him that's ready to pounce if needed. But it is Brandon Nelson and that number 03 Red Bull Chevrolet leading the way. Mopar, Red Bull, Home Depot. Up front, we got a lapper somewhat down the back straightaway, I believe, as Ream looks to the inside. No help, but he might have that run into 3 and 4. He does, but he still doesn't have no help. You can see the lap car up ahead, just now exiting out of turn 4. Ream will get the slight edge with help from not leaving the 48 as he looks to the middle. No help still. Can he get to the inside? No, he's going to get dragged into the middle of the pack. Not good for him. But there's still 4 to go here. Freeze, over to you.
We're gonna have that lapper right now. Who will that be? It might be Ard. We'll find out. Coming up
It's a
ahead.
red car. The one, he looks
No,
like
it's quadruped. That's quadruped. Now, what will quadruped do? Does he
does.
go to the inside? Because the outside has the numbers, and the way it's looking, the way the angles look, he might drop to the
Now
inside.
what
Yep.
happens here?
I don't know
Oh,
what-
we got a
I'll give him that
66 on
move.
pit road. We got some
Now-
guys
now-
running down pit
pace,
road.
so-
Now he's gonna
he's-
start
I
to
don't
go
think
to
they
the
took
outside.
enough
Watch,
fuel.
they're gonna ditch him.
66.
I don't think they took enough fuel.
We got some pit
Oh,
road.
this is going
Pit
to be
road.
another one of those fuel mileage races.
Yeah.
Feedbacks down pit road.
might not have.
20 season
They might have
This is gonna be a
champion.
anticipated
fuel
another
mileage
yellow.
race.
NH is down pit road. I
Fuel
believe it's
mileage race.
Yukio in the 50
And
Batman's in.
Roach. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some fuel. Ream with a crossover
Roach.
move on the Keizo.
we're gonna see some guys
Doesn't
running out of
work.
gas here.
Quadruped's been cleared.
What happens?
Here comes Nada Weave.
Do they pit?
Not.
No.
He takes the lead now.
Ream
Reed's
stays
gonna have some
out,
help from Paints coming. Do they pit?
as well as Keizo in the
Yeah,
front
we
of
got
the
need
pack.
more pitters
2 to go.
at 32
Gotta watch
and
these guys
89
coming
pit.
out of pit road though. Freeze. Thankfully, it's only
Cars
just
coming out pit
one.
road.
Two General Motors
Gonna be a big-
teammates down there.
Ooh, wow. Paints is gonna have a big run with Evan H.
This is gonna get dicey. They're
Evan H is
coming
gonna
in.
have a big run with Paints.
This is gonna get dicey. They're coming in the white flag this time. Bye. What's gonna happen? Will be Nada
What does
Weave. Will be
Keizo do?
Keizo.
Does he make
Joy
the move
Paints,
on Weave?
Evan H, Ream or Nelson. Who pits for
In the white
fuel?
flag.
Does anybody pit for fuel? No. Nobody. This is gonna be your battle for the finish as they go back to the race lead. We got a lapper
Nobody.
though coming up. I believe that's the 60 something there. Ard in the 67. What will these guys do? This is going to be the final nail in the coffin for some of these guys. Ream's hanging out back
It's
there.
Ard.
What will his decision do? He's going to get blocked in
On
by
pace.
Brandon Nelson. No. Here we go with the huge run. The 77 of Joy Paints with Keizo, Evan H,
Paints
Ream,
makes the
and
move.
Brandon Nelson. Oh, they almost made contact with the late block. But coming out of turn number 4 for the final time, it's going to be the checkered flag, the Joy Paints. And the 77 will win the Jazz 500. Evan H second. I believe Keizo third. Ream with a much needed top 5. His first top 5, I believe, in a full season. And I think Ream just ran out. Ream ran out right there at the end.
I don't think he got any top
But
fives
a
last
much
year.
needed finish for him. I mean,
He's
he
out of
needed
rim
that
on
race top 5 and almost would have had third.
Had
Actually,
enough
he
to
did get
finish it
third.
off.
No, I'm sorry. That was his number 2 years ago. But he got 4th, so props to him. It's actually, it looks like he ran out coming to. Oh, wait, no, he did pass the 48 at the end there. But it does look like he had a gap between the top two. But congratulations to Joy Paints winning at Daytona in the final Jazz 500 race. Evan H is second. Kazo in the number 40. Red Lobster Pontiac, I believe. Ream in the number 28 Mopar Dodge. Number 48 Anada Weeb, I believe he was in the PlayStation Chevrolet. Number 13 there in the 03. Brandon Nelson, Drummer Chick 81, the 121 car, and the number 23. That is your top 10 for Bradley Ream here and his good old friend Vince Freeze and Zach, our cameraman. It's been a blast. Guys, any last thoughts here before we log it off?
Yeah, good first race for this next gen wing car. A lot of strategy involved in terms of the end with fuel mileage. It definitely came down to who could top it off. Great racing, 3 wide, understand the line movement, working with your spotter, communication was key. And at the end of the day, Joy Paints, we talked about this in the beginning of the race with Gaming Freak. They seemed to have the 2 best cars. They were trimmed out, and they figured out how to avoid the lappers at the end of the deal, and Paints snuck one in on Evan H. But good start to Evan H's campaign second. Can't be overlooked for sure. Zach, over to you for the final thoughts.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that 11 car for championship hangover. But definitely for a very good first race. We'll try to get the NCCRS out as soon as we can. Next race is going to be Pocono, the York Pepper and Patties 200. That will be a longer event, so look forward to that. And I'm going to let.
Thank you guys for watching here at the
we'll go ahead and
Jazz
let y'all
500.
sign
We'll
off.
see you guys next week for the York
All right,
Pepper and
guys.
Patties 500,
Bradley Ream,
400, 500
sign us off.
at Pocono in the Pocono Mountains in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. The Tricky Triangle will be up next. Thank you guys, and have a good night.
200.